Prologue, Legend of the Forest. Long ago, in this forest, dinosaurs with sharp claws lived together. Begins a story passed down for generations. The sun shone brightly and birds chirped as peaceful days went on for a long time. However, one day, eerie cries from the depths of the forest disrupted their peace. The dinosaurs living in the forest began to grow, suspicious of each other, and their bonds gradually broke. Still, one Velociraptor refused to give up hope and rose to the challenge. Chapter 1: Memories of Betrayal. The forest echoed with screams as a Tyrannosaurus was captured. The captors were a group of gigantic dinosaurs called the Shadow Clan, who sought to dominate the forest. The protagonist, a Velociraptor named Kyra, witnessed the scene filled with anger and helplessness. Determined to rescue her comrades, Kyra decided to search for the legendary weapon deep in the forest. During her journey, Kyra learned that the Shadow Clan was led by someone who used to be a friend. Chapter 2: Claws of Shadow. Amid the forest's mist, Kyra tracked the traces of the Shadow Clan. She avoided traps and heard the voices of her captured comrades, but she couldn't act and felt the frustration deeply. The leader of the Shadow Clan, Scorpion, aimed to dominate the forest with overwhelming power. Sensing Kyra's movements, Scorpion plotted to lure her into a trap. Realizing she couldn't win alone, Kyra resolved to seek the Stone of Light mentioned in legend. Chapter 3: Stone of Light. According to legend, the Stone of Light was hidden in the sky cave at the forest's peak. On her journey, Kyra encountered Serena, an ancient guardian Triceratops, and sought her help. Moved by Kyra's determination, Serena offered to guide her to the sky cave. On the way to the cave, they were ambushed by the Shadow Clan's pursuers, but Kyra and Serena fought together to fend them off. Finally reaching the Stone of Light, they faced a series of challenges to unlock the mechanisms guarding it. Chapter 4: Trial of the Cave. To obtain the Stone of Light, they had to overcome trials deep within the cave. The first trial, Courage, forced Kyra to confront her past failures. Serena faced the Wisdom trial, solving mysteries hidden within the cave. They overcame their respective trials and successfully obtained the Stone of Light. The Stone of Light emitted a powerful glow, said to weaken the Shadow Clan's control. Chapter 5: Oath of Alliance. Having obtained the Stone of Light, Kyra and Serena called upon other dinosaurs for support. They began planning a strategy to rescue their captured comrades. They reached out to scattered species like Allosaurus and Pachycephalosaurus, forming an alliance. Each species contributed its unique strengths, forming an army to resist the Shadow Clan. Finally, Kyra prepared to launch the operation with a firm vow to protect her comrades. Chapter 6: Shadow's Trap. The allied dinosaurs approached the Shadow Clans. They but fell into Scorpion's cleverly laid traps. Traps scattered across the forest divided the allies, one by one, throwing the plan into temporary chaos. Kyra, despite her anxiety, regained her composure and used the power of the Stone of Light to disable some of the traps. Serena protected the separated allies with her massive body and prepared for a counterattack. Scorpion used the shadowy mist to instill more fear in the dinosaurs, but Kyra and her team pressed forward. Chapter 7: Signs of the Final Battle. Kyra and her team reached the Shadow Clan's base, the Shadow Nest, where they faced strong defenses and numerous shadow dinosaurs. Raising the Stone of Light briefly cleared the shadowy mist, revealing the interior of the nest. The allies strategized together and decided to attack from the side rather than attempting a frontal assault. Scorpion, sensing their move, appeared on the battlefield himself to intimidate Kyra and her team. Kyra stood firm and declared to Scorpion, "You will pay for taking my comrades." Chapter 8. Infiltration of the Shadow Nest. The Allied forces attempted to infiltrate the Shadow Nest from the side, only to face complex mazes and traps. Serena took on the role of deciphering ancient murals, resembling maps to navigate through the maze. Kyra led the Allies deeper into the maze, while battling shadow dinosaurs. Along the way, a comrade was almost swallowed by the shadows, but Kyra successfully rescued them, using the Stone of Light's power. As they approached the nest's core, the shadow power intensified, wearing down the Allies. Chapter 9. Confrontation of Light and Shadow. Kyra and her team finally reached the core of the Shadow Nest and directly confronted Scorpion. Scorpion tried to intimidate the Allies with overwhelming power and instill fear, but Kyra refused to back down. By raising the Stone of Light, they partially nullified Scorpion's power and found hope in the fight. The Allies used their unique skills to execute a strategy that diverted Scorpion's attention. During the battle, Kyra realized the Stone of Light was the only means to counter Scorpion's source of power, the Shadow Core. Chapter 10. Secret of the Shadow Core. Kyra discovered that the Shadow Core was located in the deepest part of the nest and took Serena and a few allies to reach it. Deep in the nest, a black crystal known as the Shadow Core, imbued with Scorpion's controlling power, gleamed ominously. To destroy the Shadow Core, the power of the Stone of Light had to be concentrated, but it carried a significant risk of great sacrifice. Determined to save her comrades, Kyra executed a plan. Tio directly pierced the Shadow Core with the Stone of Light. The moment the core was destroyed, the entire nest began collapsing, and Kyra and her team scrambled to escape. Chapter 11. Collapse of the Shadow Nest. The destruction of the Shadow Core caused the entire Shadow Nest to shake violently and begin collapsing. Kyra and her allies tried to escape, but falling debris blocked their paths. Serena used her massive body to push aside the rubble and guide her comrades to safety. Kyra sensed Scorpion pursuing the Shadow Core and prepared to confront him. While watching her comrades flee, Kyra resolved to fulfill her mission. Chapter 12. The Final Battle. Scorpion appeared in the collapsing core of the Shadow Nest, and a one-on-one battle with Kyra began. Using the power of shadows, Scorpion grew even larger and attacked Kyra. Kyra unleashed the full power of the Stone of Light, fending off Scorpion's attacks while striking back. During the fight, Kyra recalled her comrades' support and regained a strong heart, resisting the pull of the shadows. With a final blow, Kyra defeated Scorpion, and the collapse of the Shadow Nest accelerated. Chapter 13. The End of Shadows. Kyra and her allies narrowly escaped the Shadow Nest and reunited. With the Shadow Core destroyed, the shadowy mist cleared, and light returned to the forest. The allies celebrated their survival and expressed gratitude for Kyra and Serena's bravery. With Scorpion's threat gone, the dinosaurs began to plan for a new future. Kyra declared, "It was the bond of our comrades that brought U.S. victory, and everyone shared in the emotional moment." Chapter 14. Vow for the Future. The dinosaurs discussed plans for a new life and began rebuilding the forest. Each member took on their roles and worked to restore peace to the forest. Serena used her strength to establish a stronghold to protect the new habitat. Kyra dedicated herself to teaching young dinosaurs the lessons learned from the shadow battle, nurturing the next generation. The dinosaurs renewed their vow: "We will never allow shadows to rise again, and solidified there. Commitment to protecting the forest's future. Chapter 15, Light of Hope. New life began sprouting in the ruins of the Shadow Nest, spreading vitality across the forest. The dinosaurs celebrated peace and prayed for them. Souls of comrades consumed by the Shadow Core, Kyra and Serena deepened their bond of trust while looking toward the future. A rainbow spread across the forest, symbolizing hope as all the dinosaurs gazed upon it. This story would be passed down as a new legend among the dinosaurs.